In the age of AI, we really need to rethink what it means to be visible online. You see, it's not just about being seen anymore. The new game is about being mapped. And trust me, that one little word changes everything.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. AI systems aren't like us. They don't just browse around and stumble upon things. They follow a map, a pre-built territory. And if you're not on that map, well, in their world, you might as well be invisible.
To really get our heads around this, I want you to travel back in time with me. We're going to use an analogy that just perfectly clicks with what's happening right now, the unmapped city.
Okay, picture this. You're dropped into Paris in the year 1550. There are no street signs, no Google Maps on your phone, nothing. The only way you know how to get around is because you've walked the streets your whole life. The entire city lives in the memories of its people. Now, if you're a local, that's fine. But if you're a newcomer, you are completely, hopelessly lost.
Now, here's the really crucial part. Maps did exist back then, but they weren't for you or me. Nope. They were top-secret tools of power, locked away by generals and powerful merchant guilds. The structure of the city itself was controlled information, a massive competitive advantage. And that lack of a shared map defined, well, pretty much everything about daily life.
And then, something happened that changed the world. The secret got out. The map of the city was made visible to everybody, and it was an absolute game changer. For the very first time, people, cartographers, started publishing these maps for the public. And the impact wasn't gradual. We're talking about an overnight revolution. Suddenly, merchants could find new markets in neighborhoods they'd never dared to enter. Travelers could navigate the city with confidence. The whole economic and social fabric of the city was transformed, almost instantly.
And think about this. The city itself was exactly the same. The streets hadn't moved, the buildings were all in the same place. The only thing that changed was that everyone could now see the structure.
And that is the punchline. Making the structure visible gave people access. And that access is what drove this massive, sweeping change in behavior. Visibility wasn't just a passive thing. It was a catalyst that made people do things differently.
So what does this little history lesson have to do with today? Well, the role of those old-school cartographers is now being played by a completely new kind of navigator, AI recommendation engines. You and I, we discover things kind of randomly, right? We're browsing, something catches our eye, we remember it later. AI does not work that way at all. It doesn't notice things. It systematically maps, indexes, and navigates a world of data that's already been structured. It just follows the map it's been given. And that brings us to the big idea for today, the visibility footprint. This is your modern digital map. It's the grand total of all the structured machine-readable signals your business puts out there. It is the cartography that tells an AI, hey, I'm here. This is what I am, and this is how you get to me.
You know, you could be pumping out tons of content, getting thousands of views, and you feel really, really visible. But if all those signals are just scattered noise without any structure, the AI can't place you on its map. So the problem isn't that you're invisible, it's that you're unmapped territory. Okay, so if we need a map, how in the world do we draw one? Let's get into the practical side of this, how you can start engineering your own digital cartography. This model gives us a super clear 4-step playbook. First, you got to audit what's already out there, see the territory as it is. Then you start adding the labels, the digital street signs. Next, you make sure your map is telling the same story everywhere it appears. And finally, you start building new roads to make it even easier for people and AIs to find you.
Let's break down what those map components actually are. Your schema markup? Those are your street signs, telling the AI exactly what it's looking at. Your canonical definition is like your precise GPS coordinates. This is exactly where I am. A consistent presence on different platforms? That's how the AI cross-references and verifies that your map is legit. And your unique, named frameworks? Those are the memorable landmarks that people start to seek out.
So where do you even start? Well, here are 5 concrete things you can do right now. Start by just mapping out what you've already got. Then, get that schema installed. It's the language AI speaks. Make sure your core description of who you are and what you do is identical everywhere. Then, build from there. And remember, this isn't a one-and-done job. You've got to maintain this map.
So, it all comes down to this really fundamental choice that every single business and creator is facing in this new world. Are you on the map, or are you just fading into the background? And get this, right now it's estimated that a staggering 90% of businesses are in that unmapped category.
They exist, sure, but they're not structurally visible to the AI systems that are increasingly running our world. Now, you can look at that as a problem, or you can see it for what it is, a massive, massive opportunity for anyone willing to become a modern cartographer.
If you walk away with just one thought today, let it be this one. For an AI to choose you, to recommend you, to send anyone your way, it has to be able to see your structure first. The map always comes before the journey. The structure always comes before the action.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to chew on. Take a good, hard look at your own digital presence. Is it a clear, defined landmark that an AI can easily find and navigate to? Or is it still just a patch of unmapped territory, waiting for someone to come along and draw the map?